Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of the Shit Show, right along with my two favorite co-hosts. We got Miss Letitia. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Happy Sunday.
Same to you. And we got Miss D. How you
Hey,
doing,
what's
Miss
going
D?
on? I'm with you, Letitia. Happy Sunday. I'm excited. Looking forward to getting this week going. So let's go.
I know, right? We got a lot of big things happening, especially in No Filter. We got the release party of No Filter TV. The platform will be all good to go. And if you want to air a podcast, hit us up. We're right here. It's for the people, by the people. Right now, I've been searching for a podcast all over the world. So hit us up. And a big shout out to the group Laugh with Your Pain. They give us a lot of these memes. They be on point. So we appreciate that. Hopefully, y'all be able to check us out. And well, with that being said, we're gonna get started. So we got this first one here. Um, right, right. So yeah, he's gonna need his hair back. He's gonna need all of it back, y'all. Y'all doing a
But
lot.
what's sad is that a lot of women that are wearing that horse's hair look like that up underneath that.
Man, look,
So
hell
wait,
yeah, they look like
what?
no, it's a lot of them be looking like ODB.
Right.
Let me tell y'all
They
what's
look
so
like
messed up.
ODB and Coolio.
Let me tell y'all what's so messed up about this damn meme in the
All right.
time. So when I jumped backstage with Rennie today, I shifted my wig, and he was like, "Oh shit, you should have known. Let me see that." The first meme that pops up is that one. Now y'all have seen my hair, so there's no shame in my game. But the shit was still hilarious. Like the timing was everything.
I hate I
It
missed
was
that.
because I'm sitting and I sat there and I said, "Oh, you shouldn't
See,
have
like
never said
I should like
that."
again, no shame in my game. So I was like, wait, it's the part. Oh, okay. So then he was like, oh, you should have let me see it. Cause y'all know I don't care. I have
Man,
hair and edges. The whole with y'all. Oh god. That's
right.
bad.
And I was sitting
Hey,
there like, yeah, you should have never sent me no shit like that because, that's just no, I wouldn't have done that. Nothing like that.
Randy was so traumatized. It's
can't
hilarious.
say
I
anything because
was
I don't
like,
have any
oh,
hair, so
I
I
was like, oh
don't wear
Lord,
much.
I love
and that's
wigs.
all I could say was look like, oh my goodness,
I love wigs.
what?
See,
I would
you know
never
what?
color my hair.
I've tried them. I've had quite a few in my day. They get too hot for me and I just can't. And honestly, I don't really like hair touching my neck. That's why I cut all mine off. I really do not like for hair to touch my neck.
So D, that's the problem. Like my cousins used to call me even Steven, so I won't chop it all off. But I like color, and I won't put actual color in my hair, so that's why I always have a wig on. Because
That makes
I'm
sense.
not doing half the stuff to my hair that the styles. I'm not putting that much
I
heat in
feel
my
you.
hair. Not putting that much heat, chemical in my hair. So wigs is the way to
And
go.
you know what? That's another reason why I decided to go natural.
Oh, you want mute, D?
I don't think she knows. Okay,
Yeah, I don't know
there you
how
go.
that
Go ahead.
happened.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
that's another reason why I decided to go natural because I was tired of the chemicals. So I was like, you know what, forget it. And I used to have a big old afro, and I just every year I got shorter and shorter. And finally, I was like, fuck it, cut it off.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. 'Cause
When I tell
Females be
you,
getting
I
mad
don't
at
care.
me.
I can jump in the
They
pool
get
when I
mad at me
want
when
to.
I tell them maybe y'all just mad because my hair is longer than y'all's.
I will punch
Hey,
you in the face.
I don't care.
That's what I be like. Don't
Hair
get
is an
mad because my hair
accessory.
longer than yours. What you mad for? Hey, I worked hard growing this.
But yeah, they need to give the horse their hair back though.
Yo, it looked like
You're
somebody
right.
cut it off. That poor horse.
But too many women are damaging their hair. There's nothing wrong with, if you want to switch up your look every once in a while, if you want to wear some hair. But women are getting to the point that like we really have no edges. We really are damaging our hair for the sake of wearing somebody else's, not even something else's hair. So
even in ponytails, people don't understand how much stress it is pulling
right.
the hair up like that. It's stressful.
You know what? When I had hair, that's all I did. I wore it in a ponytail, so I was thinning my hair around.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to stop, and so that's when I decided to go chemicalless.
Yeah, because my braids up under this wig, they're not neat because I don't pull taut at all. Like I want my edges. I love my edges. So no.
Yes, we need edges. Edges matter.
And I'm too slick out the mouth to be bald headed with no edges. So
because I will talk about you. I'm just saying.
Right, I'm too slick out the mouth for that.
You're gonna be cool, but I'm gonna talk about you.
All my hair and all my edges.
That's, you know what? We're moving on because, yeah, y'all talking about hair. I ain't got none. I guess so. I don't. I mean, I haven't had any in quite some time. I've been shaving my head since I was like 18. Just because my lazy ass didn't want to get up and listen to a whole bunch of cats, like men going to the barber shop, listening to men lie all day. That's what they do. And I got to sit there and listen because I need a haircut. And they sitting there lying, especially on their dick. I was like, oh, you cats here.
Men talk about that in the barber shop.
For what?
They did.
Men talk about, yes.
I go to the barbershop and I don't hear the dick conversation.
And look,
but I go to the barbershop.
And look, they be talking about just different stuff, and I'm like, man, you lying. And they be like, oh man, my girl did this and my girl did that. I'm like, for some reason, I'm not impressed because you sitting there talking about, what your girl did for you, but what did you do for her?
But first,
we ain't gonna have that conversation.
Why is that public conversation?
I don't know why it's public conversation, but we can make it even more public if you go ahead and put your shit out there. What did you do? And that's why, I tell people a lot, like most of the bitches and hoes I know are guys. I personally can't stand it. So that's just kind of it with that one. All right, so driving on to the next one. I'm gonna read this one here as soon as it decides to come up. All right, disliking me is one thing, but being able to whoop my ass is another story. That's just straight up facts. I mean, and I've been having issues with people, like all week long trying to get at me for the stuff that I say. It ain't even about anything that I do because what I do is very positive. But, I say some pretty controversial stuff. And I don't mind that. But, I think it's a level of respect that's tolerated when you cross that line. Yeah. I wish Facebook had a slap button, a slap emoji where you could just slap them off. You hit it 2 times and, it lets you do the backhand. I'm just saying, if they really want to make somebody's day, create a slap emoji. Just so you slap the fuck out of somebody.
Hey, it's enough fighting on Facebook already. And all you're gonna do is get banned anyway. So
pretty much.
Yeah, well, you can't do nothing on Facebook. Hell, I mean, I can't even say is anymore. The word is because for some reason I just seem to get blocked or had a warning. Talking about that. But that's the problem though. We've lost so much. We're so out of touch with our social skills that people feel like it's okay to disrespect somebody else or just, due to the fact that they have a different opinion or unpopular opinion. And I look at it this way. If you're going to disagree with them and if you're going to talk shit about them, I mean, could you say that to their face? Probably not.
Hey, that's what happened with the Trump supporters. They was going around getting out of their lane, and people wasn't having it. Yeah, it was some interesting gas station stories. for the folks that was a little too, feel a little too emboldened. So that's true. People really do need to watch what they say to other people. But you know what though? That goes back to my whole thing about racism. It doesn't bother me that someone doesn't like me simply because I'm black. That really has that's
Right.
That's surface racism. Because in all honesty, anyone can dislike you for any reason they so choose. They can dislike you because you're tall. They can dislike you because you're fat. They can dislike you because you're black. That doesn't matter. What matters is whether or not they try to use that to cause you harm or to take something away from you or something of that nature. Mm-hmm. Them just simply not liking you. Who gives a damn? As long as they keep those thoughts, like the meme says, disliking me is one thing, but whether or not you with my, so you can say, you can feel how you want to feel. Just keep that energy over there. Just over there.
And I mean, you know what? And I get that, but also, like I said, we got to watch who we're talking about, because one day that whole thing is going to turn around back on you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, my whole thing is I can cash the checks. I write. So if I bumped up the tree,
what you say? Your account is full.
If I bumped up the tree, you best believe I was looking for a fight anyway.
Well, I just don't start anything. I'll help show you how to finish it, but I don't start anything.
I rarely start stuff.
That's not my thing.
I rarely start stuff. Like if I start with you, you've definitely done something. Right?
Yes, if I'm flipping off at the lip, it's well deserved.
Absolutely.
Right. And see,
all the time.
Like earlier, I had this chick like literally attacked my manhood. I'm like, oh.
You know how I feel about that, Rennie. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know, but
here's the thing, right? I detest a man that argues with a woman, but I detest a woman that argues with a man. Because here's what happens. You start an argument with this grown man, right? And then you get mad because he barked back at you. If you don't sit your simple ass down, pick a lane. Pick a lane. Like, you can't have it both ways. If you're popping off and he pop off and you get your little punk ass feelings hurt, that's on you.
Agree.
Hey, Dalton. Like, it's on you.
Hey, Dalton.
Hey, Dalton. I totally agree with you. Hey, and that goes back to when I was talking about the women stepping into men's lanes and getting out of bounds. Hey, if you stepped over there,
exactly. I
don't feel sorry about the repercussions. I just don't. I'm not saying you can't walk away, but I'm just saying if you don't, I don't feel sorry for you.
And then she had the nerve to get mad when I told her that, look, check this shit out. You could do this, you could do that, you could do that, but either way, I ain't lost no money or no sleep. I mean, and that's the thing, and I try not to call no names or nothing like that, because I explained to Letitia on the show that, look, or just, just backstage a little bit. I said, look, because the minute she pop off at one of y'all, that's when the gloves come off. You all kinds of whatever I could think of.
I'm not going to argue with anybody.
You are whatever kind of
that's the whole thing. I'm not going to argue with you because we talked about this Saturday. I think most people are idiots anyway. I'm not about to engage in no conversation with you, and I don't even respect the dialogue that you're giving me. I'm not going to engage you. And I understand that sounds incredibly arrogant.
See, I'm different because I like a great debate. I love a great debate. I really do. So I'm one to jump in an ignorant conversation just to see who really are.
You know what? I love it.
I'm one to jump in.
What's up, Dennis? What's up, Dennis? What's good?
I
love an argument. I love a debate too, but there's a difference between debating and arguing. And a lot of times, you don't have to argue. Especially with something that's different than yours, because a lot of times you'll catch me say, okay,
but
and
you
just leave it alone, because
you do know that because the only thing in between you and that individual you're debating with or arguing with on Facebook is a keyboard. People are just a little bit more brashy than they would be in real life, so that's to be expected.
I'm a jerk on the internet and in person, by the way.
There's that.
Like if I
Me
love
too.
you, I love you. And if I don't like you, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable. So
Oh, oh, and you
understand
know,
you.
I'm really good.
I'm the
I'm
same
really good at pissing
asshole
off
in
super.
person.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm really good at pissing off supervisors because they, because they have a habit of, forgetting that you a regular person instead of just, they think that oh, because I got this title, fuck your title, first off. I'm
See,
quick to
you
tell
know
you that.
what? I have a problem with people who even hide behind titles or people who think
Mhm.
life is what it is simply because of that title. That title doesn't make
Mhm.
you are. Sometimes it just means you had a leg up in the world, but it does not make you necessarily who you are. So
And
yeah, people
it's
like that get on my nerves.
it's usually who you
Because
know.
at the end of the day, we put our pants on the
True.
same way.
Yeah, it's usually who you know on top of which, because your intellect certainly isn't superior. Like, get out of here. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes people just got to be really put in check. But yeah, you can talk, people can talk all the shit they want to, but good luck whooping my ass. Because first of all, I don't fight fair. Fighting, they talk about, oh, there's a such thing as a fair fight. No, they're not, because and whoever came up with that bullshit never won one.
I didn't know a fight was supposed to be fair.
Thank you. Hey, I'm
Um,
picking up chairs,
I
bottles,
mean, the break
whatever I
off
can
was
find,
a
because
pretty
little
social.
guys.
It was a fair fight. Like that, I didn't jump you. I beat the brakes off you, but
Now that part I agree with. This a one-on-one, but ain't no telling what other equipment might come in.
oh yeah,
Right,
You know,
right.
listen,
We
I
gonna we
mean,
all
it
gonna
all
we gonna
depends on
even
what
we gonna
scenario.
even the
never
odds.
were. When I say
We're gonna try to
fighting
even the
fair,
odds.
usually I'm talking about word battles. Cause if I put my hands on you, it's game over. And I'm older and I'm fat too. Be chazed quickly. Cause I don't have enough stamina for that. Just
Lord Jesus.
listen, tell the truth, shame the devil.
Facts.
Enough
Right.
stamina to be outside with you 30 damn minutes. No.
Right. We just gonna have to battle, and that's that.
Right. We won't have to do this expeditiously. Your head is going up
Right.
against something. I'm bashing your skull in. Game over.
See, I was just taught to do enough damage so they don't want to come back.
Well, there's that. That's what
When
that
I
fighting
bash your
leads to.
skull
Somebody
in,
gets stabbed. That's what
clearly,
that fight shit leads to. When somebody gets stabbed, and you be like,
You
man,
know
my girl
what?
just stabbed me. I'm
There's
like,
a
no.
lot of people that are that loyal, and I don't understand it because you can't. There's a point in time where you question what love really means, and I'm sorry, you can't pull a knife out on me, and we supposed to be cool tomorrow.
Right.
Nah, that's not going down like that.
Right. What's love got to do with it?
But a lot of
Be
people
my question.
actually like I have realized that some people really do are abuse whores. I have realized that some people like abuse, and it's sad to say, but that is real shit.
you
Mm.
know,
You don't love them if you
excellent,
don't hit them.
you make an excellent point because you know how I feel about fair fights. And there's just things that you can't say to me and expect for our relationship to go back to status quo, so to speak. You can't sit around and call me a whole bunch of other bitches and think that we're gonna jump in bed. Like that's
Right,
not gonna happen. We're done. There's a
right.
level of
You
disrespect
know
I
what?
can't come back from.
I don't do the name calling anyway. We're not good.
Exactly.
We can. What people don't realize is we can debate. We're not gonna disrespect. There is a big difference between debating. There's
Mhm.
even a difference in arguing and disrespecting. I'm not gonna disrespect you. Please don't disrespect me. Period. We ain't doing all
Facts.
calling. We ain't trying to. We ain't hollering at the top of our lungs. We ain't throwing shit around. We're not doing none of that.
Exactly.
Facts. And
Exactly.
see, that's where people get it so twisted. It's like you can argue with somebody or you can debate with somebody and still be you can debate with somebody and still be peaceful. You ain't got to stab a brother. You got, I mean, I'm just saying.
It was the loyalty for me though.
Yeah, and he
Nothing
just
but the
there like, oh,
loyalty.
long as
Listen, I don't want nobody that
you
damn
sleep next
loyal.
to me, I ain't gonna tell shit.
I don't want
Look,
nobody else loyal. God damn it.
Hey, snitches get stitches.
If you
I guess he
apparently, and he
already
gonna
know.
get him right there if he tell
Look,
too.
he already
If he
knows she's
tell, he
willing to
gonna get
cut
him.
him. So shit.
Yeah, I'd have to get far away from her as much as possible.
Right.
And he didn't decided to take a she done brought a knife to just a fight. Period. He had no gun, no nothing. That
Hey,
I'm cool.
but
and
they
then
Man,
still
man,
you
together.
probably toxic is not even the word for that. Like,
right.
y'all are really fucked up in the head. Y'all really.
I'm good on that. They can keep that. Okay, what kind of shit is this you sent? See, why you wait
I
till
don't know
now to
what
send that?
Letitia be doing.
I just saw
Why you
that.
wait till
Like,
now? Why
I
we wait till
just
now to
saw
send that?
this shit. I don't know why I'm scrolling my timeline and doing the show,
I
but I just saw it.
look, yeah, you I wish you did that at the beginning of the show,
I
because I
But
mean,
what is
hell
that
no.
though? Now I was curious as to what that is because I've heard it, but I don't know what it is.
Pansexuals love everyone. Like it is
Right.
not
Hold
just
on.
a
What's the
male
difference between that and a bisexual?
because bisexual covers homosexuality and gay, right?
Okay, ain't that everyone, men and
Pansexual.
women?
Right, but see, remember, people are not just identified as men and women, so they love
Hold on,
everybody.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Even a transgender is
Yeah.
changing their identity to the other gender. So
Oh
what are
Lord,
we?
that's a good one.
And we're covering
Oh,
transgender because just because you're bisexual
But
doesn't mean. Listen, I understand. It makes sense to
girl,
me and
bye.
you.
I'm so
It
done
makes
with this.
sense to
You know
me and
what?
you.
You
I'm
know
just
what?
telling you with the
I'm
alternative.
so done with this LGBTQ shit. I'm I don't know what other fucking alphabets. I heard there's an A and a what's a all. What the
there's
fuck is
all kinds of there's half the alphabet. I will say that there's
right?
half of
It's
You know what
definitely
gets on my nerves? You know what gets on my nerves? People sit up here and act like they're entitled to these LGBTQ rights. You're entitled to rights as a human being, period. It has nothing to do with what you choose to identify as regarding gender. Nothing to do with that at all. The fight for LGBTQs, if you're a lesbian and you're fighting for rights as a lesbian, what you don't understand is nobody gives a damn who you're laying down rubbing twats with. Nobody really cares.
that's why.
wow,
Does that have to be part of the conversation? Why do I
wow.
have to know that you sleep with a woman to be advocating for some rights? You can get rights as a woman. I don't have to know who the hell you're sleeping with at night. When did that become office conversation? Your boss knows that you're a lesbian. Why is who you're sleeping with office fucking conversation?
Listen,
All I want to know.
D, last week I was over my aunt's house, right? My cousin comes in and she announced that she gay. I said, okay, is that it?
Okay. And
So then I got a phone call later about how I was grossly insensitive of her coming out. I said, why the fuck
how
did
is
you
that
want to come out?
insensitive?
I
I
never announced
heard
that
you.
I like penis. Why do I have to know that she likes women? I don't
Right.
care.
But
So
my
she
thing
was
is
like,
this.
so when we gather, you're not gonna be looking at me sideways because I brought a girl home, miss. I'm gonna look at you
I
sideways
don't
because
give
you
a damn.
busted. Like I don't care. I don't care about her being like, yo, if you bring somebody and like she nodding off at the table, if it was a man, I would still be looking at them sideways because they nodding off at the table. I don't care who you're having sex with. I don't have
Right.
to contend with that penis or that vagina. I need to
Right.
contend with my foolishness. Ma'am, they're gonna be focused on why the hell I don't have no man still. Don't nobody care who you sleeping with. God damn
Right. When did that become office conversation? That's what I don't understand. You're fighting for rights based on who you sleep with at night.
it. Exactly.
Cares who you sleeping with at night?
Damn, hold
Absolutely.
on,
We
hold on.
covered that Obama era. That is saying domestic partnership is covered. We covered that already. Moving on.
Right.
Wait,
Shit.
man. So wait a second. How do we get all of that from where we at today? I mean,
We was talking
how do
about
we
what's a
get there?
pansexual.
Because she said what's
Oh, okay.
sexual.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm
He
sitting
did
here
not
like,
know how to fix that
And
wait a
old
minute,
when I heard
I
the term
lost,
all
but
sexual, I didn't understand what's the difference between all sexual and bisexual. If you sleep with men and women, is that not all sexes? I didn't understand what.
pansexual. Like there are people that don't cover trans. You know, they got to give
But
fat.
hold on, if you're a transgender, which means you were born a girl and now are a boy, or were born a boy and now are a girl, whether you identify as a
hey, you know what? I
it's
wonder
still
if they
two
offer some kind of
sexes.
special insurance for that.
Special insurance for what?
You know, like covering the spectrum of the LGBTQ, you know, because I mean, operations, you know, there's different needs. So I'm kind of wondering if they offer like any kind of health coverage just specifically for that.
I would hope that would be considered cosmetic. I don't care what.
Right, I was about to say that's they pay for their surgeries and
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I'm just saying, you never really
But would it be
know.
covered by? I would hope that would be cosmetic and it wouldn't be covered by insurance. I would hope.
I would too, but
it don't
I
even
guess you never
function the
really know.
same anyway.
I guess you never really know. So I mean,
It,
it's just
I mean, it don't even function the
So
same.
my question would be with the procedures, are they I know they're changing body parts, but what all are they doing? Because I had a conversation about there's a family who has a kid that's doing that whole wants to do a transgender girl wants to be a boy. The kid is fucking 7 years old, right? Which I don't even understand how this became household conversations at the age of 7.
That's a whole
So
nother. Yep.
I would wonder. One parent is cool with it, the other parent is not. You know, and they're bashing the parent that's not, saying that you're against the LGBTQ. Now, fuck that. The child is goddamn 7.
I was about to say at 7.
Right, right. And what's jacked up is the father made the statement that when they turn 18, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. But as a child, we're not doing that. And I stand behind that. Right. But my thing is this: if you go along with taking whatever medication to stop puberty or whatever you're going through, or develop estrogen or testosterone or whatever, what does that do to a female? So if you're a girl and you want to be a boy, does that stop your biological clock? So at the age of 25, your biological clock, will it start ticking? And do people think about that in the future? What happens if you're now a boy, but the biological woman in you now wants to have kids?
Here's the thing, B. I can't get that far because all these goddamn people who changed their. I read a couple of months ago that the psychology community was dealing with the uprising of people who did change genders that are in a really dark place because they did it. They want to go back.
I can see that.
So I mean,
is the procedure reversible?
Huh?
Is it reversible?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's a good question.
That's gonna be our homework this week.
Right. I
want
to see if that's reversible.
That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic for Devil's Advocate.
So I remember, because I'm such a nerd. So I watched them do the surgery, making the girl a guy, right? And you know, they just simply build up the clitoris. So
really?
Yeah, so that's the base work, and they build up because.
Hold on, how big can you build up a clitoris?
Well, listen.
Okay, go ahead.
When they do the surgery, some of the skin dies because they select like the size of their penis with the understanding that some of it dies. So look, poor Rennie. So right. So I'm just thinking about the fact that. It's a little weird. Then, like, there are some women that have extra large clitoris. Like, are you just gonna rock with that? Or I have so many questions about this subject. And then so I can't wrap my head around going from a guy to a girl. That's the part I can't wrap my head around. Because I don't have a penis, but there's nothing in me that wants to chop off anything down there. So I can't imagine like the transition in your mind of something that hangs from your body and then it's gone.
Right.
See, we just,
Oh my
Go
God,
ahead.
you muted yourself again. D, you
Oh
muted
boy.
yourself again.
Yeah, yeah, I think. Hold
For
on.
me, for me, the difference in how you pee, guy versus girl, would be enough for me to say, nah, fuck that.
I am with you.
I'm serious. If I was a guy, you mean I gotta sit down? Nah, we ain't doing none of that. Y'all don't know, man. You don't know how good you have it to go into a public restroom and not have to touch shit. You just don't know how good you.
Bruh, she ain't lying.
Yeah, hey,
Fast.
She ain't lying about nothing.
uh, all we gotta do is point and shoot.
Fast.
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
would be enough for me to say, nah, I'm not doing that.
I'm like, all we gotta do is just point and shoot. That's about it. All right, so we got the next one. This one here, yeah,
Oh,
I'm still
thanks.
having a, I'm still having a hard time fathoming. I'm
Yeah,
still,
I don't want I don't want my cookie to be that good. Take your black ass.
I wouldn't either.
Go home.
I'm just saying because that's some
That
dangerous
sounds
ass
like
shit there.
your potential
You gonna
stalker.
make
That's how stalking started.
how you gonna have something that good where it's gonna make you flatten your own tires and just so you can stay at night? That's deep. I ain't got that kind of dough. Let's just be honest.
You a whole
So
stalker.
right. So I'm gonna kick the field goal and come back another time and try to score the touchdown again. We just gonna take the field goal, take the points, and keep it moving.
We just gonna kick.
I mean, if it was that good, huh?
Nothing. I'm over here
Yeah,
geeking.
because I'm not taking that kind of risk. I have yet to see some shit that good, and Lord Jesus, help us all. Did that ever happen?
But you know
Huh?
what? Men do dumb shit like that. I knew a guy that pulled the stuff like that, and we had never engaged in any form of sexual activities at all. He was
no coitus.
so. Say what?
There was no coitus, and he was still simple.
I mean, there was the attempt. That was it. So pick me
That
up.
was one hell of an event.
Well, just so happened the car, since he picked me up, I was in his car. The car wouldn't crank right when it was time for me to go home. So we went through that whole spiel, like literally went through that whole spiel.
You see my face, like,
and he kept going into it. Just spend the night. Just spend the night. Just spend the night. I'm like, nah. You know what? I'll figure out how to get home. I'm not spending them.
Right. You mute again.
No,
just decided to say, you know what?
Okay.
The car magically crunked back up, right? So later I found out that he actually took the spark plug out of the vehicle. Didn't I know that?
Hey, Miss Heather was good.
Yes, trying to get me to spend the night. And when he realized I wasn't going for it, the car just magically crunked back up. But yeah, men do dumb shit like that all the time.
Not this one, because
I'm just saying, men do shit like that. That's
I'm getting ready to. Oh no, the devil is a liar.
Story. I found out that he took the spark plugs out.
Wait, we ain't getting ready. I'm not getting ready to fuck my own shit up. All because, I mean, like I said, I ain't ran into shit that good. It's not even, matter of fact, not even close. Like I said, hey, look, it was a good night. We're going to take the 3 points. We're going to kick that field goal, make that some bitch, and try again the next trip down. Get into that end zone, baby.
See, I've had a stalker. When I was in high school, I had a stalker. So nothing about that, like everything about that was just a bright red. Stay the fuck away. Caution. This shit is not right. Flag. Okay.
I'm not with it.
That's why. That's why I don't bring nobody home. Meet me at the hotel so I can slip out either. Because I'm not saying.
Look. I've had stalkers, like one this month that I had to deal with, that I had to be like, look, no. So I cut off every avenue of contact, and the only reason why I do that is because, well, she ain't know where I live, so it's not like, we're getting ready to, it's not like I have to do too hard.
I had to go to court. Like, he tried to run.
And men, just straight up, Hey, straight up, fellas, this is why y'all need to quit doing this my house over yours type deal. Because a lot of times you never know what you're dealing with. And when you get yourself into that bullshit, now you've built something that you can't get out of. You know, ladies too. Like, you know, we really need to get, I mean, we need to really really normalize dating. I mean, like for instance, I was with somebody, you know, just not really, you know, I'm not really all into her, but I was with her. We went to the movies, you know, we had, you know, went got something to eat. Really nice time. And see, then after that, I kind of figured out that, hey, you know, I really don't want her like that anyway, and that's cool. That's cute. That's really fucking cute. Nah, no, yeah, I sure wasn't, but you know, hey, but nah, seriously though, and yeah, I mean, it was all cool, but you know, it wasn't that type of atmosphere. Now, had she have been one of those psycho females, she'd have called me coming over all kinds of shit because you know I took it a step up and a notch versus getting to know that person through dating. And dating is okay. You ain't got to go and sleep with everybody you meet just because you believe me, half of them you ain't gonna want later on. Trust me. Is it so? You know, it's a process to this, people. You know, and for some strange reason, we've forgotten about how that process is supposed to go. So, you know, I'm gonna remind folks this shit is a process. We could cut down on half the drama we got in this world and everything else if we make better decisions, especially like, oh wow, especially with, you know, yeah, I know, Heather, but it's got to be done. You know, this is to protect everyone that's involved, especially when it comes to, you know, feelings. So when we go for this instant gratification stuff and all this drama happens and you see all these memes, I mean, we appreciate the content, but you know, don't make it that easy for yourselves. Just saying, you know, just a little word, a little nugget of wisdom for all of y'all that, you know, do this dumb shit constantly. Not that you're not gonna do
People
it.
doing the dumb shit don't give a fuck about the process because that's not what they after anyway.
Well, I get that, but what they're into does not work.
So
Apparently.
fucking clearly, I'm just telling you that you're dropping nuggets in a whole different lane. We're talking about
That
preserving processes in relationships. They trying to fuck. It's not the same conversation.
oh well then they need to say that. Then.
Crazy
Oh
happens.
well then they need to say that. Then I mean ask and ye shall receive. But
Sir,
hey.
I'm trying to tell you the drama. I think our society, it's not even instant gratification. They just driven by drama.
Mm,
People
there's
really
that.
like sensationalism and drama
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, sensationalism. Hey, that's the second time this week you've used that word.
because that's exactly what trash TV is. That's what
Right.
people are addicted to. They are addicted to shiny shit and drama.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Which brings us to our next meme, which was a great segue, by the way, and you didn't even know it. This one.
Hmm.
Show don't. Matter of fact, you've said that to me like 3 or 4 times today, actually.
I remember.
So yeah, I mean, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, and that's another thing that, uh-oh, let's see what this is here. It's a stupid fucking game for the most part, unfortunately. Yep. Here's my advice about games. If you want to play a game, your ass better go get a PlayStation. Cause I'm not it. You know, and that's kind of it, you know, right there. You gotta let people know that off rip, you know, before you even, you know, and not so much in a negative kind of tune when you speak to them, but more like, you know, just kind of being direct, honest, you know, things like that. You can let somebody know something without letting them know it. I think those types of messages convey a little better than the ones we seem to give. Yeah, so
Rather
yeah,
not.
of course. And birds of a feather flock together. And like, because I know in our
That's
circle,
not
and
necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. It can be true
okay,
in aspects. Because I actually have friends where we have literally one, well, I don't want to call them friends, but we have one thing in common. That one thing. We do it together, we enjoy it. Everything else about our lives is totally separate. I love them in that environment. That's the only environment we need to be in. So for that, yes, we do have that one thing in common, but we're not birds of a feather. All that other shit they do, I'm not with none of that. So that's not necessarily.
hey, by the way, shout out to Mr. Jason. We miss you on the show. You can get up here. I'm jealous too. By the way, you're sitting there in After Effects. I wish I had a project that I could do, although it'd probably take a year and a half for me to do. So jump when can, but you're gonna see. I mean, you're absolutely right about that. And I think that all ties in too with the process, because I know when I started my process in my manifestation period, my circle changed, my language changed. Therefore, the results of different things started changing. But I mean, sometimes you get those people who are opposite in thinking, but it's still a healthy opposite though. I think, but you're absolutely right about that, Miss D. So that being said, we are going to go to the next one. Yeah, right here. What do y'all think? This one I was kind of like, oh, okay, but for the sake, I figured y'all might have something to say about it. What you got, Miss D?
I agree, but this I agree coming from that individual guy who happens to be shuckling over coins, I guess. But my problem is the woman who is a gold digger and cool with just getting the coins. So if you really are a gold digger, then I feel the same way about that I do about the guy who's been selling nickel bags on the corner for the last 10 years. I'm like, when are you gonna step your game up? That's just how I feel about that. So if you are real, for the woman who's a gold digger, if you standing for a guy who's just shuckling out corn, I just,
Hustling backwards.
Hey, fellas,
right,
if she
right.
if she come with it, if you see a shovel near her, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. Don't do it. She digging right, dig something. Either she digging for some gold or digging a hole.
But for the
And
guy,
you gotta pay attention to them red flags, y'all.
for the guy who only has coins, why are you tricking? If you don't have enough to go around, if you're dipping off into some other bill money, if you struggling to make ends meet, or you don't, you can't, you got parts on your car that need to be replaced, why are you tricking? Please explain to me why you're tricking, and you live in your mama house or you got stuff around the house that needs to be fixed. Why are you tricking? You need to get your life.
He tricking, he tricking, they treat.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't need anybody's coins, but if you go and spend them, have the fuck at it. My problem is,
You know what? It's stupid. It's really stupid. You're right, Miss D.
my problem is the whole scenario. You got, as D said, the gold digger who's digging for fucking coins, and the dude who is dipping into his bill money. Like, all of y'all are retarded. I don't even know why we having this conversation, because that's
sex sells.
Circle of bullshit to me.
Shit. Hey, look, you gotta save up to go on dates and shit now. It's expensive as fuck.
No, you don't. No, I don't know why people think dates
right
of dinner, movies, and everything that costs money. Some of the best dates of my life have happened in a park. Why did we get to the point that all dates had to cost money? I am a firm believer in for the first 90 days. So you know how women for a long time went into this whole 90 days, we're not having sex for 90 days, making him wait, making sure he really wants it or whatever. I think men need to do the same thing to women. For the first 90 days, don't spend no money on her ass. Take money and sex off of the table for the first 90 days and see who wants to be in the relationship then. See if that person worth your time.
Ooh.
How complicated that is.
And let the church say amen. Amen.
No. Hear me out for a second. Do you know how complicated that is for people who, because there are a lot of men that throw money without thought, right? Because for me, real quick, what Miss D is saying, that is very thoughtful. That it didn't matter how much money you spent. Prime example, I'm a museum kind of girl. Half the damn museums in Baltimore are free. I enjoy the arts. I enjoy culture. If you take me to the park and we sit under a tree and you read to me, you're going to have me eating out the palm of your hand. But the problem is, in today's society, there's not a whole bunch of thinkers. You're not willing to get into the meat and potatoes of a person. You still asking bullshit like, what's your favorite color?
Right.
And see, this is why a little conversation goes a long way. Because if you pay attention to the conversation, you're going to find out the likes and the dislikes. You're really going to find that out real quick.
People. Somebody had brought up something about a guy takes you out on the first date and he takes you to Barnes and Noble. How would you feel? I'm like, I would actually love that shit. And I hope he brought a blanket because we're going to be here for a while. You find out a lot about a person by the type of stuff they read. What do they go for? Instead of asking the stupid, what's your favorite color, having those type of conversations. There are so many things you can do that don't cost you money and really get to know somebody as a person. And
and you're right. You're right. But they discontinued that model. So, I mean, that's it. And that's sad that we do that because I'm more turned on by your conversation than I am anything else.
Oh, so, if we don't have no conversation, we ain't gonna have nothing else going on.
Absolutely.
Because I like
you know what I mean. But I'm saying that's what turns me on the most about a woman is the conversation and her ability to conversate with me. Because I'm a whole nother beast. And I get it, but if you can't, stimulate me mentally, you can't stimulate me physically.
Everyone should feel like that, though.
I'm sorry, because that comment tickled the hell out of me.
No, I have no fucking clue.
You know what? Some people love that as a date. There are some people that would love that as a date.
Here's the thing.
Look, you take me to a cemetery, you're gonna end up. I don't play around with. I'm gonna tell you, I got locked in the cemetery one time. All hell broke loose.
How did that
happen? That it's a cemetery.
So they closed at 6 o'clock, right?
What you're gonna do?
Now they closed at 6 o'clock, right? So we was in there around about 5:50 ish, and didn't realize that they was getting ready to close. When we got in the car driving, it's a huge ass damn cemetery. So when we drove to the gate was like, well, hold on, why is this gate locked? So I'm driving around to the other gates and they are locked. I'm like, hold up. And they these big iron, like 12-foot gates.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what happens. We're not staying in this cemetery tonight. I was getting ready to try to that gate because I wasn't finna climb it because there was no way to climb those iron 12-foot rods. There was nothing to grab onto or anything. Man, when I sat up here and tell you somebody was driving, I don't know if the dude was driving by and saw us. I guess he was doing an outer perimeter check and he happened to drive by and see the car. And so he opened up the gate. I was like, thank you, because all hell was about.
Bro, I would have been with you.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Talk about me. You got something to cut this shit off.
We're not doing that.
But Somebody
Matter of fact, you know what? That's the last time I've been to a cemetery. I haven't been to a grave site since I got locked in that cemetery. That I have not been back.
These has been traumatized.
I don't play them type games. Hey, you want me to see you when you're dead?
That idea kind of either.
Then you better put your body in an urn, because that's the only way. I don't do cemetery.
Listen, I went on this date. So typically I don't go over guys' houses, right? But he was real intent about cooking for me. So I get over there and he was like, we want to put a puzzle together. And I was like, that's interesting. I love puzzles. He said, yeah, you said it. I didn't remember saying to it, right? So we're sitting there, we're sipping on wine, we're talking, we're putting a puzzle together. That was a great goddamn date. Y'all gotta just think.
I would love that, honestly.
Right. And that's the whole point. And that's the whole point. You can do stuff original and be kind of not mainstream. But the thing is that you didn't hear me before when I said they discontinued that making.
Listen, I'm not a dinner.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm not even really sure if it exists anymore. And it doesn't, because I'm not a dinner movie chick.
You're not a what?
I'm not a dinner and movie chick.
I mean, we can go out to eat, but for me,
you know what? And I wouldn't have pegged you to be.
For me personally, though, the out to eat, I'm like, I could cook all that shit myself. So why?
Exactly.
I'd rather chill at home.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. People don't understand. Like, when you cook for real, a lot of times you go out and you're going to pick that shit apart anyway. Like, I'm not really going to enjoy this. I don't want to put you through this. I don't want to put myself through it. And then movies, how the fuck am I going to have a conversation with you watching the goddamn movie?
Right.
It's possible. So that's not my thing. I love watching movies. It's just you're not about to take me out on a date to watch no damn movie.
Not when we're getting to know each other.
Right. Not in a get to know you stage. So, yeah.
Because that's your love. Because you're not getting to know each other at the movies.
Yeah, it's certainly not.
Here's the next one.
Lord, the roaches got their tax money.
They got their tax money. They're out. They're getting ready to go get some Jordans.
I feel like these are down south roaches.
yeah, sure is. Hey, down south, I done seen some mean ass roaches too. Like one of them call themselves being like damn near 2 inches big and can fly. I was like, oh no, wait a minute. These goddamn roaches down here. I mean, I was like, man, these motherfuckers can't look. These motherfuckers is dangerous around here. They flying. Wait, no.
Man,
the devil is alive.
Let me tell you. So one day, me and my girlfriend was driving. I don't even know where we were going, and I had the sunroof open. Right. I'm driving the car, and I felt something on my knee. I'm like, what the hell is that? I ain't paying no attention because it went away. And after a second, right. So then I felt it again. I was like, what the hell is that? Something is touching me. Before I had a chance to turn the dome light on in the car, I saw something black like go across like the windshield. I was like, what the fuck is that? When I hit the dome light, the water bug was like flying across, or with the big cop, whatever they are. I don't know what the hell they are. No. But I'm so we were in a parking lot at the time that this happened, because I literally jumped out the car. I don't do bugs. I do not. I jumped clean out that car.
I do bugs for the most part. Now, there are some bugs that I tolerate better than other water bugs. Are not one of them. I don't know what it is about water bugs. You want to see me scream and run. Put a water bug in my mix.
Girl, I don't even do a ladybug. I don't want nothing that flies, slithers, crawl to touch me. Do not touch me.
It's limited to like water bugs. I don't like those.
Hold on. I can't even get in a pool that's got leaves in it, because if the leaf brushes, I'm gonna freak out. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I don't want it to touch me.
Look, in Texas, they got them, in Houston rather. Can't say too much in Dallas, but now I know in Houston, them roaches come through the foundations and everything, because some of the houses are built on the ground. And some of the buildings, they're built right on the ground, so they don't necessarily have the greatest foundations. You know,
some of it's
on
swampland too.
right. So they come up through there anyway. And I mean, you know, can you find it embarrassing, like to be one to talk to or talking to somebody right next to you and be like, yeah, so just wow. Yeah, wow, just hitting roaches and stuff just
Why
everywhere, seeing
is
them out the
it?
corner of your eye and everything.
Why is it that people with roaches don't want you to act like you see that roach in their house? Like supposed to. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
serious.
like
It's
they
people.
care
There
about
are
that
people
roach.
that will get offended if you smash it. Like, what are you doing? I know you saw his ass crawling.
Oh,
I'm not. I can't with you.
I'm not.
man, listen.
Right.
She said they pretending to not have roaches. Ain't that some
Right.
shit?
Acting like they don't. I know you saw they crawling across that TV
Hell yeah, they
screen.
do. You know,
And the worst
and
thing,
it's like really people like that.
right. And see,
That's
I
what's
don't even
crazy.
like to sit in people's houses with roaches because I'm afraid a roach gonna crawl in my purse or
Hell yeah. And these little roaches is walking around. These little motherfuckers walk around here with gold though, like they
Hey,
Mr.
they
T,
platinum. They
like they Mr.
Yeah,
T.
hey, like listen. Somebody got
On
the
this news,
diamond
I
cut
ain't
and
never
everything.
seen no shit like
That
that. I'm
shit is
wow.
ridiculous.
you know
Wow,
they look like
they got stimulated.
it looked like somebody gold tooth fell down and they just like slid right into it.
Probably
Wait,
Flavor Flav's.
That's
So
another
all his
thing.
shit.
You know what? I cannot stand anybody with a gold grill. I don't know why you would want to mess up a pretty smile with them.
They brush their teeth. How you brush your teeth with gold polish?
Well, they don't they take them on and off? Are they like permanent? Or I guess some
Some
people.
of them are
I was
permanent.
about
Some
to
of
say
them are
some of
permanent.
them are though.
I don't see how anybody wants to mess up pretty teeth with a gold grill. I've never liked that. I would rather see your pearly whites.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
yeah,
with
I
the
mean,
gold fronts.
right? I never understood that. But that's just me though. I guess they do it for a fad, and I don't even know why that fad even exists. But I mean, hey, some things ain't meant for me to understand, and I get that. So fuck it.
While we're on fads, though, can we pull our pants in, please? Please? Can we please pull our pants up? And you know what I don't get? These are some of the most ungay men on the planet that walk around sagging, right? They the hoodest, realest, gangsters, thuggish men on the planet. None of them would sit around their homeboys with just their underwear on. But dumbass, when you're walking up the stairs and he's walking up behind you, do you know what's in his face? Your fucking underwear. I don't understand why you think it's okay for him to see your underwear with the jeans on, but you don't want to sit around him with your underwears on because that's gay. Everything about your underwear showing in public is gay. So can we please pull our pants up? It wasn't cute when I was 17 and it's damn sure not cute right now in my 40s. So can we please pull our pants up? Nobody wants to
just check
see
out just check out the stories around sagging and what it actually meant
well,
for the
exactly. It
slaves
means
back in
you're
the
available. It
1800s.
means
Right.
you're available.
You know, well, I mean, we going further than that, Miss D. We go further than that.
Talking about this though. We've continuously told these retards that means that your booty is available, and they continue
Right.
to
Pull
do
your
it.
damn pants up.
No,
They
hey, it's
continue
even
to do it.
it's a whole, but that's the thing, y'all. It's a whole nother meaning to that too. You see, back in the slave days, and a part of the Willie Lynch theory, it was more like a bylaw for runaway slaves. Those runaway slaves, they weren't given belts. So, because they were given belts, they had a choice but to lace the pants when they were working out in the field. And if your pants were sagging, that meant you were a runaway slave. And it's a whole nother connotation that this sort of thing has, that a lot of people historically don't know why it's done. And this is the thing, as teachers and everybody else, we need to know these things and we need to enforce them on our young. Because you think about it, if all of us really knew this, it would be a lot less likely we would even be able to have this conversation.
And where are their
So,
parents? brother wasn't allowed to sag growing up in my mama's house, and to this day, my brother does not sag his clothes. I don't even understand.
I never cared to. I
don't know why
It just
anybody cared
wasn't-
to. And for a lot of
Right.
reasons. One, if you get into a situation where you have to run, say a dog is chasing you. If your pants are hanging up under your ass cheeks, you know that alters your ability to run fast, right? So there's that. Your ass is out, so all your homeboys are looking at your underwears all day long, which is some gay shit. That's a whole nother thing. And I don't know why I've even seen men sagging and they have on raggedy underwear. Look, I cannot tell you how tired I am of seeing holes in underwears. If you're gonna not update your underwear, let's please not have them out on display in public. That is the most unattractive shit on the planet. But please, and
it is.
I don't want to see the top
is.
of your thong. That goes for women too. Pull your damn pants up.
And speak for yourself.
I
I
don't
know.
wrap my head around how you in the streets slinging rock and you potentially have to
Ain't
run.
got nothing to show for it. You know, I'm like you a dope dealer.
It's not even that. I don't care what you don't have to show for it. I just care about the fact that you won't run from the police and you got damn pants at your ankles.
Right.
Like how?
If you gotta do the wide leg walk, that is the dumbest shit to me. If you constantly have to hold your pants up, why that is the dumbest shit to me.
I think what made it crazier for me, D, is why is it like, why are your pants sagging and you got on skinny jeans?
So girl, I don't even want to talk about that trend.
Listen,
so first of all, can we get our men out of skinny jeans? Tailored, I love tailored. Tailored is skinny. And men, please, nobody wants to see the outline of your crotch area in your jeans. So men, please stop jeans or the jeggings or whatever they want to call them.
Maybe that's the answer to the leggings. I don't know.
That is not attractive for a man to be in those skinny jeans. I don't know how. I don't know what made men want to. I don't understand. I don't understand.
I think the funniest conversations that I have is all of my male friends who are like 37, 38 and older cussing because they can't find jeans that aren't skinny. Like
really?
That's the whole, I always get this.
You know what? I don't even like men that get calf tattoos.
Hey, that's just like these 50-year-old rappers.
But men who get calf tattoos, I'm like, why does a man goes around like showing off calf? Like when did the man start going around showing off his leg? I'm like, why? Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of them that they don't look feminine, but it's just the idea that what man goes around showing his calf off? Now the back and chest tattoos, the arms, I get that. Men typically show off their upper bodies. What man is going around flexing his damn calf that he felt the need to get a tattoo on his calf?
I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that one.
Shit, I know a lot of men got calf tattoos.
That's hilarious. I didn't even think about it. I was just like,
why are you flexing your calf? I didn't understand.
That's kind of suspect.
Now the tribal ones are different because you got that
could usually a whole sleeve.
Right. It's a whole sleeve. I've seen the ones that are body, you know, the whole tribal body things. That's more of a not heritage. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think right now. But that's different. I'm talking about the guy who got the whole rose garden going up his leg. I'm just saying. Let's not do that. But that's just my opinion. You know, go for what you know. Just how I feel about it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's like a little more masculinity in my
I guess, but that's the whole thing, I guess. But me, no. For what? You know, I just don't see any kind of practical. I've never saw any kind of practical or logical reasoning as to why I should even do that. Even when I was younger, I'd be like, okay, that's cool.
Get a tattoo?
Yeah. No, I don't have any tattoos, and tattoos aren't my thing.
Oh, I love tattoos now.
Tattoos aren't my thing.
What is going on, Heather? What's
right?
What is a couch? She thought I was talking about an animal.
What is happening?
Oh,
you know what?
Because you said calf.
Right.
Oh Lord Jesus. Pray for her. Pray for her. Pray for her.
No, I'm talking.
Lord hell.
I would have never thought that.
All
Appreciate
right.
the laugh, though. I appreciate that.
You know what? We got to give her. I got to give her a free T-shirt for that one.
Heather, whatever it is you're sipping
That
on
was
and
good.
watching us,
I want
That
some.
was good.
Right,
That
right.
was
I want
good.
some.
That was
Carrie is
good.
Carrie.
Oh.
Oh man,
All
that's
right.
hilarious.
So you know what? And this is I've been having this problem lately, but you know, so I mean, I feel the person that wrote this me. We are running out of gas, so we bought a zip. Didn't know what was gonna happen. It was just unpredictable. Got to be prepared.
Hey,
Gotta get it.
they was getting ready for the drought. That's all.
For the real story. It's gonna be
Because
all
you,
that.
in all honesty, if you're a person who works from home or you don't have a job because of COVID or whatever's going on and you're just at home, having a zip would be more valuable than having a tank full of gas. I mean, I just would assume.
Man, hey, look, it's like Cat Williams say, if you ain't smoking weed, what the fuck is you doing?
I'm reading books that
Everybody
month.
doesn't smoke though.
Coming for me.
I was like, oh
Not a
man,
smoker.
yeah. No, she don't smoke. No,
I read books.
but
That's what the fuck I do with my time. I read and
but
laugh at people.
Can we do more of
I read too.
one thing I wish people would do is read more. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
why reading is fundamental. I don't care what nobody reading is fundamental. You have no idea what you can read, and it doesn't matter what book you put. I don't care if you pick up a love story. I don't care what you pick up. Reading one thing will encourage you to read something else, and there's always something to learn in a book, regardless of the kind of book it is. Please, we got to read.
You know what?
Listen,
I go ahead, Letitia. I'm sorry.
I implore people to read at random because I read anything near me. The things that you learn when you read, like
Right.
like I'm trying to tell y'all, just read anything.
Read. But most importantly, even if you're not going to pick up a book, please read contracts. Can we start doing that?
Fine print is important, y'all. Fine print tells you all the shit that you can do to fuck them instead of letting them fuck you. By the way, just so you know, like read.
You know what? About the reading thing, I'm gonna. Man, yes, that's a great message. Please read. But as a writer, it's hard for me to read other people's shit. And the reason why is because
why?
I'm getting ready to tell you why. Look, I'm getting ready to tell you why. Okay. So it's because a lot of times when I read it, it's kind of like I read it and I would be like, well, I wouldn't have said it that way, or I wouldn't wrote it that way, and because a lot of times I may not always understand.
But see, that's what I love about reading, because when I read something, I think about how I would have said that. And I'm like, oh, he really summed that up nicely. I wouldn't have said that like that, or I didn't think about that, or I had this. Wow, somebody else thinks like me. I actually enjoy that aspect because I write too. So I like to see people who have the same idea but word it differently, or people who have the same idea. Like we both came to the same end of the road, but we just took different paths. So I actually like to see the differences in how I would have written that, or how I would have stated that, or whether or not I enjoy that person's form of writing. I actually enjoy that aspect of it.
As a writer, when you're reading other people's works, you're gonna look at it just like you look at people. Everybody's not the same. The characteristics are not the same. The personality isn't the same. Because truth be told, I don't want to read things. I don't want the same writing style that I use.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's one dimensional if that's the way you're gonna look at it, which is the problem. We all just continue to look at things from this one angle. You have to be multifaceted.
Right.
What's sad about
Right.
that comment is there are some people who actually get their only news from Facebook and stuff like that. That's what's sad about that.
It is.
Very sad.
Because when I see something on Facebook, I automatically go to a reputable news source to
Right.
check the
You're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.
People,
You're gonna find it in in anything that says AP. That for just y'all that don't, those of y'all that don't know, AP is the Associated Press, and the Associated Press is basically the only news agency in the world that has almost 100% credible information. A lot of newspapers, a lot of print newspapers, magazines, they buy their stories from the AP. So, I mean, so if you see something with AP, that's the Associated Press. That's credible news. You're right. We do spend a lot of time not reading other things and just believing if it's on Facebook, it's here.
Or you catch
But believe me, if you Google it, I'm sorry.
Or you catch those headlines that really don't tell the story.
Right. Yeah, I did that the other day. I'm guilty of that sometimes.
Headlines are dangerous, and because people just don't take time. Like, never mind. It's gonna send me into a rant, and I don't feel like it.
Yeah. People, we should read more. I was the kid that actually I read thesauruses when I was a kid. I read the dictionary as a child. I would open it up every day to learn a new word, and I would use that word throughout the day. I didn't care what that word was. I've been reading all my life, and I love reading. I don't see how anybody doesn't. Because it's not just what you learn through reading, it's watching your imagination go wild in reading somebody else's work. When you take their viewpoint in life and throw your imagery onto it, it could be the most beautiful picture on the planet. And like, if anyone who reads books and go watches a movie created from a book, they will always tell you, as good as the movie is, it can stand on the book, because what the book does is it allows you to visualize in your imagery, and movies take something away. I felt like I promise you, I felt like that more about two books to movies, Misery and 50 Shades of Grey. Misery, the movie, but the villain she was in the
I say that shit all the time.
Yeah, me too. Misery in the book was so much more vile than Misery.
It was.
And with 50 Shades of Grey, for me, what messed up the movie was who they got to play him. Annabelle was perfect. They couldn't have picked a more perfect.
You know what?
I was not feeling who they got to play him.
I wasn't disappointed, but I could think of an actor or two in mind that could have fit a little better, especially in the innocence spectrum. But I'm with you. That whole Christian Grey thing.
Yeah, I was not. I was it wasn't who I envisioned in reading 50 Shades. When I saw the movie, I was like, I couldn't even, and I never even watched the second or the third one because I was so. The mental thought of who they got to play Christian Grey just messed me up, and I couldn't enjoy the movie. So I was done. I was just done.
I will tell you, one of my favorite childhood movies is The Never Ending Story.
Oh man, that's a great movie.
Do you know?
That's a great movie.
I've had about five people randomly throughout my life, different parts of the world, tell me I look like that damn dog.
You should.
Oh my God!
They're gonna have.
I did a picture. I'm gonna have to find it. I did a post on Facebook with me side by side. No, I was like, oh shit, I see the resemblance.
So oddly enough, my grandmother bought it in leather bound, and had chicken pox, so I had time. All of my favorite childhood memories surround a book. You are doing your children a disservice if you're not reading to them, if you're not providing books for them. If you really want your kids to hone in and use their imagination and you don't have them reading, you are cheating them and making your battle so hard. because
Ooh.
one of my sons, he doesn't read anything but sci-fi. That's just his thing. But all of my babies are readers. You want a quiet house? Give your kid a book. I promise they'll shut up, go to their corners and everything. Because my doors are always open when we tape, and you don't hear. I have 5 kids running around this house. They're quietly in their corners.
While we're talking about books, though, I just want to give a shout out to Sherilyn Jones, who wrote the J1's A 2-Minute Warning. I bought a few of those to support her. Great books. The imagery and illustration of the books is absolutely amazing. It's vivid, it's colorful, and it's
what's it called again?
J1's 2-Minute Warning. I posted it on the No Filter Facebook page. Great illustration for kids. Yes, yeah, definitely go and support.
Will do.
That's what's up. All right, so here's the last one I got. This is a good one right here because this is really thought provoking. You know, to some extent.
Wife takes money out of her husband's wallet without him knowing. Is that stealing? Hell yes. Hell yes. First of all, okay, this one story. I was at a casino one day. I was sitting at a blackjack table. And the woman that was next to me had said, oh my God, if I don't win now, I'm fucked. Look, right? So gambled away her rent money. She left and came back. She came back. She had a few more $1,000s to gamble away. And she gambled that shit away too. I watched this the whole night. So then she had this look on this face like I knew that this woman needed a counselor, like seriously, for real, for real. She actually said she had gambled away her rent money and she went into her fiance's account and stole a few $1,000s out of there and lost that money.
Oh my.
She don't know how she's going to tell him. I said, sweetheart, I don't know how you're going to tell him either. And I don't know for me to call your family because I don't think that night's going to end well for you. Because yeah, that you would have the audacity. It's one thing to even gamble away your rent. You would have the audacity to go into somebody else's account and take money from them. Literally, because if y'all was supposed to be that good, why would you have a problem with bringing it up? Why would you have a problem with saying, hey, I'm taking a couple of dollars out the account? Because that's just like if I give somebody keys to my house. It's not so you can come over here whenever the fuck you feel like it.
Absolutely.
Right. That's so if I'm away for the week, you can come by here and check on the crib. If I got some packages outside, bring them in, feed the cat. That's what that's for. It's not so you can pop up at my damn house when you want to. So y'all in a relationship and maybe you have access to one of his credit cards, you can go take from that man without telling him. Why would you not tell him? That's all I want.
So wait a minute, because how they say if he trusts her, there shouldn't be an issue and vice versa. So I want to clarify that you're saying her taking money out of his wallet is fine before I make a statement about your comment. I'm gonna give her a minute because I want clarification on that comment before.
All right.
Well, she said no, she didn't think it was stealing.
That's kind of what I'm getting from that.
So my question is, here's the thing. For me, right? I think that even in relationships there should be boundaries, right?
Definitely.
So my cell phone, that's mine. Don't touch it. My laptop, that's a personal computer. Don't touch it. My iPad, that's a personal device. Don't touch it. Your wallet, my purse, those are yours and mine. Don't touch it. There is no plausible reason for me, because I feel like when you establish those types of boundaries, I'm not going to go and get things without asking. So right. So if you need gas or food, what is the issue with saying, hey, I'm going to take this out of your wallet, or can I?
Because it's the not saying anything part for me.
Right, because when you're not, first of all, not communicating about money is a problem.
Is a problem in a relationship.
Because how do you know, okay, you need a gas and groceries?
Well, hold on. My thing would be this. If you add a gas now and he's sleeping, has he been asleep for 3 days? At what point in time did you run out of gas? So if he just went to sleep an hour ago, you knew you was out of gas before he went to sleep. So why didn't you say, hey, I need some money for gas? It's the not communicating part for me.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and I hate to be so crass about it, but you are getting the fuck out if you go in my purse and take money.
Definitely. Definitely.
I have a very clear line about boundaries. Thanks, Mom, because my mother gave me very clear lines about boundaries. My mother didn't even go in my room as a teenager. She left my damn clothes at my door. So for me, not crossing boundaries is a huge thing. Like, I don't like people going to my office to work without talking to me first, because I don't infringe in your personal space. It's just it's a respect factor for me. You can't tell me after the fact. That has to be a conversation, because
understood. That's cool.
And look, Heather, listen, you're fine to disagree, and thank you for humoring me in conversation. But that's a hard no. That's a get the fuck out for me.
Matter of fact, don't touch I'm with you on that phone, and people act like it's about you having something to hide. No, it's not.
It's mine.
I don't have to go through your phone. That's the trust issue. If I trust
look, and you know what I always say, Miss D. You know what I always say. If you look for your issue, you're gonna get your issue. And when you get your issue, you're probably not gonna like your issue.
Right.
More you're looking for it. It's some shit. It's some shit that you just don't need to know. And it's not a trust thing, but it's just more of the fact of, if you're not assuming, then they're not doing assuming behavior. It's called.
But it's a trust and a respect thing.
It is.
First of all, if I don't trust you, we ain't even gonna be together for me to go through any of your stuff. That's first of all. I have to trust you. Whether you're doing something or not, if I trust you, we good. The minute I stop trusting you, that's a wrap. I don't do trust issues. But it's also about respect. Even if maybe say you have a situation where maybe he's cheated before, so maybe all of a sudden his phone blow up middle of the night, you want to know who. If you decided to stay there, I get it that maybe he did something wrong, but when you stayed, you deal with that. You have the conversation about it. Right. You move on. You don't have to forget, but forgiving you don't get to keep bringing this up. Exactly. So that allows you to have further trust issues. Then you don't trust that person, even if they did wrong. It doesn't give you the right to go in there and impede on that person's privacy. And it's not about having something to hide. It's about elbow room, and everybody's entitled to it. If someone had a posting up that says, if you died today, who has access to your phone? Not a soul on this planet. My mama lock my phone. So whatever's in there is gonna die with me, unless y'all.
It'll cut off eventually.
Right.
I'm with you, D. I am such a boundary oriented person, and once you violate like my boundaries, we have a problem. I just have, there are just definitive lines for me. Money, privacy.
It's intrusive. That's the word we're really looking for.
Exactly. It's extremely intrusive. I just would never go into your things. I'm not even that curious.
It's even a felony to open somebody else's mail.
Absolutely.
Felony.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I'm very clear about boundaries. I just don't like it. I'm a very giving person, but do not don't violate me. And because even my
you know what? I get that too, Heather. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean that's
absolutely.
Yeah, I get that.
But for me, it was the non-conversing. So if y'all have a relationship where our money, then you do that, but it's the not telling me you did.
Exactly.
Say I got $100 in my wallet, right? I'm asleep. You take $50 out to go get groceries, buy some milk, bread, and put some gas in your car. But you don't tell me. I had something I was going to do with that $100. I don't check my wallet because I know the $100 there, because I walked past you when I was leaving the house and you didn't tell me you took $50 out my wallet. Now I get there and my $100 ain't there. It's a fucking problem. That's need to communicate.
Because for people like me, I'm absent-minded. Like I'm absent-minded when I spend my own money. I have to recall that's why I save receipts. So it's like, because all it's going to take, like you said, if I walk past you, pray tell you're busy at the moment. Kids screaming, whatever. You don't say anything about this $50. Now I get to the store, I can't get what I want. Now I'm an asshole, right? Because I had the precursor of all of this early in the show. I said I'm an asshole. I don't like being inconvenienced based upon other people's actions either. If I'm not impeding you, I don't want you to impede me. There's several things for me, but you summed it up. Communication. Boom.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it starts and ends with.
Yeah, I don't like I don't like being told anything after the fact, which is why which is why in relationships I never have joint accounts. We can have joint savings. We can't have joint checking.
I'm fine with after the fact. I'm not fine with after I found out. You can tell me after the action, but not if I find out first. Don't let me find out before.
It usually happens that way though, D.
Hell. Here's a simple solution for that, ladies. Ask before you do the shit. There you go. And that'll solve all that. That's just out of respect for,
because you could have left a sticky note on the door that says, "Hey, I took $50 out your wallet."
Right. Or right next to you, something, lets you know some kind of way, but don't just do it and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way." Because that by the way shit drives me up a wall.
I'm with Letitia though. If I find out you went through my wallet, it's a
tax.
Yeah.
I grew up in the house.
That'll do.
Right. I grew up in the house where we didn't touch anybody. If there was a $20 bill on the floor and you didn't lose a $20 bill, that $20 bill would be there for weeks until the person who dropped it claimed. That's how we grew up in our house. If it ain't yours, don't touch it. Period.
That's right. Yep. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes about it. If it ain't yours, don't fuck with it.
Unless it's in the laundry, because my mother said that's community property. If she did the goddamn laundry and you left change in your pocket, you just SOL.
Well, that's different. I'm just making sure there's nothing in the pocket.
I don't blame her.
Is that not the best feeling in the world to be washing clothes? Like, oh shit, I found a $20 bill in the washing machine. I don't know what it is.
I know. It's almost like you want to scratch off.
That's hilarious.
And you ain't got no more $20 than you been had. You just forgot about that 20.
Yeah.
I'm usually happy with $5. Put a $5 bill in your pocket. I come out that mug like, hey, there we go.
Won't you do it?
That's lunch tomorrow. Like that's lunch tomorrow. Well, that's what's up.
I just unpacked like all of my spring stuff, so I went through my purses. Yes, I went through my purses, and I just found random.
Oh, see, you greedy.
Shit.
You greedy.
But but hold on that one, I feel her, because if it's in the washing machine or the dryer, you don't know who it came from.
Well, then do you?
Heather, that was my mother.
That'll stop that shit. That'll stop that.
It is absolutely her.
Yeah.
Especially since my mother never checked pockets, because that was the other thing. My mother didn't check pockets. So if you left something in the laundry that would ruin clothes, listen, it's going down, okay? But my mother didn't check pockets. My dad used to always leave money in his pockets. I remember one day I took the clothes out the washer, put it in the dryer. I put like $30 on the table. I was like, "Mommy, it was $30 in the laundry." She said, "And you took it out the washing machine, so it's yours now." I was like, "Daddy gonna kill me." She was like, "He should empty his damn pockets."
Well, there you go. I mean, hey.
Because you know what? I don't check pockets either. I just find it in the washing machine or the dryer. I don't check pockets either. Because as long as I know, because I don't put ink pens in my pocket.
Me either.
I'm good.
Me either. And like my dad was a phlebotomist, but he always lost pens, so there'd be no pens left in his pockets at the end of the night anyway. Just money and change.
Right. So yeah. Again, hey.
Your father would have a problem.
We gotta
My
respect.
father never remembered that he had the damn money in the first place.
Oh, well then we'd be good. Because when I tell you I am a righteous pen thief, That's another reason why I like to go out to eat, because if you bring me a nice pen to sign this check with,
We're not getting that shit back.
getting it back. I'm just saying, I am that. Matter of fact, I stole this one pen. It was a beautiful pen. It was diamond crusted. Oh my God, this pen was beautiful, and it was trimmed in gold. Oh my. When you pulled it out, it just sparkled everywhere, right? I had this pen for years, but I stole it from somebody. Somebody stole that pen from me. And I felt, when I got home, I was like, hold on, where the hell's my favorite pen at? And I was like, oh my God, I gave it to somebody to write with and I never got it back. I was so mad, but I was like, you know what? You stole it from somebody else. So that's just karma. The pen was I hate I don't have
I pens too.
You hate when that happens.
Writer.
Like, it teach you all about karma. I tell you that. Be like, damn. You know, it'd be at the most inopportune time too. Like, it's for me, it's like driving down the road and you know, I got 2 lighters, but none of them have no fuel in them, so now I can't light shit. I gotta stop at the gas station. I'll be like, you know what though? I stole both of these lighters.
Letitia, I'm such a pen geek.
I'll
I'm
be like,
such a pen geek. I still have one of these.
Yes,
I am such a pen geek. I still have one of these.
Is that a gel pen?
It's the one that's got the red, the blue, and the
the multicolored ones. I just one.
This was crack when I was a kid, boy.
Oh, that was back in the day. Oh,
yeah, I still have. I am a pen geek.
They got the blue, the black, and the red one.
The best all-time pen. The best all-time pen is the military skill crafts. They're not the best writing pens, but they will write for a fucking eternity. I had one skill craft pen that I wrote with in all of high school. I love a skill craft.
Yeah, that is those are.
I love a stylus too.
Really?
Heather is killing me in these comments.
Really?
I didn't see that.
Killing me in these comments.
That's hilarious.
You talking about? I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm just.
I'm a pen geek.
I'm not that bad. I just
matter of fact, that could impress me more with a stash of pens than a dozen roses.
So these are like my favorite. I
love those too.
Only write in fine point, right? I only write in fine point. I'm not writing in a ballpoint. It's not happening. So when I transitioned to my new job, my boss was like, "You didn't take any pens." I said, "Oh, I don't write with ballpoints." So he came by my desk and he looked and he sees all these like I have a ton of these, and then I have 2 particular pens. One is my breast cancer pen, and it's really pretty. It's real like weighty because once upon a time I did calligraphy, so pen weight matters. And then I just have this one really pretty rose gold pen, and he's like, "Oh, you're a whole snub." I said, "I am." So yeah. I also know who takes
my Hawaiian wooden pen. I love this pen. Oh my God, I love this pen.
Nothing on pen.
I am you know something? Hey, you know something? I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna look at it from a writer's perspective. Pens don't bother me because no matter what pen I'm gonna have, I'm gonna put it on the paper and make something happen. That's just it, you know. I don't care if I have a pen, pencil.
But the story looked different with the right pen, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Look, I can't say it does, because that's the thing. I'm not even, maybe I'm not even focused on the writing utensil. I'm just using it.
Hey, Heather,
because it might be what I have, and I might have.
To each his own.
It's serious, Heather. I'm a real pen geek.
Like, to each his own. But I know there are just instruments that I'm not using. Okay, I take it very seriously. Pens, and there's just stuff I can't use. It has to be the proper width, the proper weight. Like it matters to me.
Well, okay, so I know who's gonna be doing what offices, what kind to make sure y'all, they ever get that big ass studio I like to have. I'm saying maybe 2024, get that big three office studio that's in kind of close to downtown Columbus, and y'all get y'all pins. I don't give a fuck what you get. Just don't ask me to get it
I
because
just
I'll be
know what
like,
I'm getting these
you
for
know, you're
Christmas.
gonna wind up with a bunch of
Michael
box
Epstein with
hats,
my own
and
pens. I don't trust no.
you're gonna
I
wind up
have
with a bunch of box.
You're damn right,
You're
Heather.
I
gonna
got
wind up.
about 10 ink pens in my car. I don't go anywhere. I bring my own ink
And
pens.
I'm not touching nobody's
Oh.
pen. That's the other thing. I don't touch other people's pens.
Right. I like my
I feel the
Is
way
that
yeah.
serious?
like like you know how they give you a pen with the check.
Yeah, I guess.
That's the equivalent of community dick to me. I'm not touching that. I understand that's real extreme, but I'm not touching that. No.
I'm not that bad
Whoa,
because I will write with their
I
pens.
just got
But hold on.
thinking it.
The only reason why I write with their pens is because I want to see how good they write. Because if they write good, I'm pocketing it. I'm just
Most of the time I get the big pen.
oh, you're going to the wrong restaurants, man, because I get all the good pens.
Hey, ladies,
Right.
hey, ladies. Not to change the subject, but something important just happened, and you being the smart women that you are, I just thought I'd point out. I just got a headline. So Microsoft Corporation has sought out for Bill Gates' resignation. Since we're speaking about pens, which I'm kind of finding that to be interesting. Because of course, him and his wife just filed for divorce. And how timely is it that
all
he
that new
gets
farmland too.
right? He gets asked to resign from the company he helped build. Right along with the divorce, and that what was it? It was $1.8 billion in stock that Melinda Gates got.
Mm-hmm.
I just find that to be awfully convenient timing. So apparently, they know something we don't know, and they want to separate themselves from it. I'm just saying. I think it's a little bit, and no, I know it's kind of not, it's off topic, but it's definitely noteworthy. So I'm gonna, I like to have more on that.
Well, because
Uh,
I would like to know what they were referring to by the questionable behavior, and in that, when you're talking about large corporations and shareholders and questionable behavior, they remove folks when they deem their behavior can hurt the brand. So I wonder what the questionable behavior.
okay, Heather.
I don't know. More homework.
I don't know either.
Yeah, that's
More
yeah.
homework this week.
Yeah, ain't no time.
Right, and that's I think it'd be a good. I think we should follow that up on Devil's Advocate. By the way, check out Devil's Advocate. We're gonna have it at I like to have it at 7 or 8 p.m. We'll let you guys know Friday. We'll let you guys know
Saturday.
Oh, you'll be here Saturday?
No,
Okay,
on
so
a
then
Friday or on a Saturday.
it would be on a Friday.
Never mind. This week don't matter. This week don't matter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This week it doesn't matter because
Okay.
you'll be here, so we'll just have it live. Yeah. See, and
Letitia, you can't be
Letitia,
doing stuff like that.
You'll be live too. You'll be live too.
Oh shit!
Letitia,
I
do not like you not being there. I want you to be there.
What happened?
We all do. We all do. We all do. And besides, it's my birthday. It's my 42nd birthday.
Listen, I'm sorry. I told y'all it was gonna be a tough month.
Where's it at, Letitia?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Shit, Rennie, you're distracting me.
I'm not.
Listen, I hadn't been paying close enough attention to that. Look at that goddamn headline.
For the New York Times. All right, hold on. I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's.
Look at that shit.
Oh, you know what?
Yes, right.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, but you know what though? It doesn't surprise me that he hit it this well for this long.
I listen. I'm not gonna say what I want to say right now because I don't have enough feed. That's not. Mm.
Now,
I'm
you wanted to show this to me while I'm on here.
later.
Like I said, that's a topic for Devil's Advocate. This week, I mean, we'll be, a kind of a short week preparing, but that's okay. You know what? I think we well past the end of the show, but that's okay. We're gonna do all our plugs. We're gonna get all this shit in. So, Miss D, what you got to plug? Who you got to plug? Then, where, everything.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
I'm sorry, I was reading this story. I don't know why y'all sent me this. I'm
Yes.
an avid reader, so when people send me shit, I have to stop and read. So I didn't hear anything you said, Rennie. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, it's cool. No, it's cool. Don't worry about it. I understand completely. I
You know what we got
appreciate
going
it.
on? I'm just
Go
looking
ahead.
forward to the
Go
last.
ahead and plug everything you got going on.
Oh, right now I'm just looking forward to the live studio session. That's all.
All right.
Working, busy.
And we
same
can't
thing.
hey we can't wait to have you. Letitia, what you got?
This week's a busy week for me. Well, everybody doesn't know. Rennie knows. I lost my grandfather Friday morning. So I will be tying up his final arrangements, and then I have some juggling of clients to do that I'm not happy about this week. And Heather, just giving you another shout out because that last comment, this would be a much different conversation if we replace pen with penis. You're my kind of girl. I'm enjoying your company.
Sure
Thanks for joining us.
Sure would. Yeah, I mean, and from a guy's perspective, absolutely, yes, it would. It would absolutely do just that. The whole texture of the conversation would be way different. But I mean, and I appreciate you ladies for really trying hard to keep that one because I was like
we
getting ready to switch gears.
So hold on. So Melinda wasn't happy about him having a relationship with Mr. Epstein.
That's where I was like, oh, okay. Of course she wasn't.
Who would be?
Exactly.
And that's why
going, Rennie.
But that's the thing though. We've been through that.
Rennie. Did you hear what I said? What? I said we really need to get this after dark thing going. Really do.
All right. Really, I'm gonna. I'll tell you what. I'll get together right in the show format because I know I got one in my EO pad and pen. In my pad, I'm pretty sure. Because in school when people were sleeping, I was up writing. I've got probably 80 show designs I could use. Just different ideas and concepts. So, I'll go through and see what I got and see, and I'll get with you because one of y'all are gonna host the show. I'm just kind of sit back and chill.
You know who my vote is
but
for.
I can write it around any one of you, so it doesn't matter.
You know who my vote's for.
So I'm sorry.
You know who my vote is for, but whatever happens, happens.
I know, right? I think she would be the perfect person to do this show, to After Dark. But I mean, there's a whole time thing there that we got to worry about. But not now because tax season's over.
Is it officially over now?
Pretty much for her, it's slowing down.
All right, y'all. We got to wrap up the show. We had 1:43. I mean, an hour and 43.
Right. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so hey, check us out, www.nofilterproductionsllc.com. Let's see. Check us out, of course, on the No Filter Facebook page or the Shit Show page. Check out our merchandise. We got that up for you. Please like and share. We got so much going on this week. The platform and everything for No Filter TV will be done. And, again, I'm going to invite, anybody who likes the podcast, find out because the benefits of it is you get much better stream quality, but that it corrects your stream. So, you want to have a decent and better show. And I know we do too. And besides all of that, You know, this is the people's network, so you don't have to worry about getting, getting banned or anything like that for something that you want to say. I mean, if you want to say it.
Fuck
I
Mark
have
Zuckerberg. Oh,
ideas.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just
Go
said
ahead.
fuck Mark Zuckerberg. That's all.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fucking.
Fuck him with a wooden broom handle. Fuck him.
Ooh.
Really, because it's a reason why freedom of speech is the First Amendment, because without freedom of speech we ain't got none at all, and they trying to take that. Not on my watch. Fuck them. Anyway, so we got a lot going on. They'll all be here. uh and we'll all have devil's advocate. You're gonna love it, especially being on the set. That's what's really cool about that. And we'll have everything together. So, with that being said, for Miss D, for Miss Letitia, and myself, the Renegade, and the rest of the No Filter family, y'all take care. We'll see y'all right back here, 7 p.m. And we will have another shit show as always.
Good night.
Night.